Hey guys, Lisa Figueroa here, board certified criminal defense attorney in Florida. Back to talk to you about David. As you guys know, man, so much has been out in the news and terabytes worth of evidence that they have on him and 40 terabytes. You know what a terabyte is? That is a lot. The most recent computer that my son got, like it was really advanced. It had 1 terabyte. We thought we were doing good with that. So yeah, 40 terabytes. And apparently some inappropriate materials, to say the least, were found on it. Now, we reacted to his song, Romantic Homicide, and everyone keeps telling me in the comments, and I keep hearing about that there's supposedly a song, Celeste. Coincidence? I don't know. That was unreleased that he had done. Now, I don't know. I haven't verified. I don't know if there was a video. Apparently, we can't find the video, but word on the street, and it seems to be that his fan base during the time that there was this unreleased, kind of like when you could put songs out on SoundCloud, and it was put out there for his people to hear. And obviously, I'm sure there are probably reasons why it ultimately was not published, or maybe they're not, maybe it's a coincidence. So we go back to that. But one of the common things that we've been covering on this channel, and you hear a lot, is can they use lyrics in a criminal case, right? Can your lyrics, which should be artistic expression and are for the most part artistic expression, like when can it cross the line? And so let's take a look at what this supposed song is about and see if there's any indication that it could potentially be used, if it can be verified that it is linked to him.
So this is what it's like to not need weed to get me high. I love it when you hold me, when you cry. Just because.
I love it when you hold me when she cries. Why is she crying? I don't know if that's what he said. Is that what I can't make out sometimes that's probably why we haven't done Young Boys and some of those other songs you guys are trying to ask me to react to. I'm having a hard time hearing this, and it's all... Anyway.
Be my Valentine. I wanna make you bit suicidal. These are the...
What? Be my Valentine. I want to make you Miss Suicidal? See, and then that's the part that gets me. I always thought, and again, I don't know if this has anything to do with it. I don't even know if this is his, right? Like, how do people get away with doing this? At the same time, who's really... Never mind.
What?
Who's going to be suing on his behalf for defaming him at this point? No, I mean, yeah, just... Anyway, let me not... Yeah, defamation has two defenses. You know, the truth, and then it has to actually cause damage. But anyway, I mean no harm. I'm just trying to make out what this is all about and see what you guys think.
Kind of thoughts that cross my mind. Just because I love you so much.
I love you so much, right? But we don't know who he's talking about. We don't know who he's talking about. And so assuming he's talking about a 13-year-old girl and he's 19, there's no excuse for this 40 terabytes, right? He's beyond cooked, innocent until proven guilty. But why would his lawyers say what they're saying? Being a practicing defense attorney for over 20 years and representing people accused, sometimes wrongfully, sometimes not, 40 terabytes, the evidence that they have shown, and we haven't even seen all of it. Yeah. Is he cooked? Yes, to say the least. And I didn't think that California would impose a death penalty, but if ever there would be one that they would seek it, I would think that they would under these facts, especially if proven. And it seems like the state, the prosecution indicated, you know, they have the receipts. So they have like over 56 search warrants. All of that is going to be very telling, and it's going to be really difficult. This is going to be a fight for his life to avoid the death penalty, but I don't really see any way out of it.
I love you so much. Darling, I would love to ease your mind, but you only open up when you get high. If I had the money, I would buy us time just to get by.
Did you say that you only open up when you get high? Is that something like that? So, which is also another problematic. One of my concerns was that this might have been some sort of overdose. And we've seen some video, some live streaming where he was with Celeste and, you know, just kind of giggling. And it's not uncommon that a girl can not easily, but be manipulated, right? By an older guy. He's got money, he's grooming her. That was part of the allegations, right? And the family may have been aware. That's another issue that we're starting to find out, that she had contact. It wasn't like she was lost or gone all this time, and they were aware at the very least that she was seeing someone named David, and maybe a cousin, a family member had contact with her. So, you know, what responsibility is there for the family to, you know, and maybe, but it's telling the silence that we're hearing from that side of things. And it's unfortunate because who was protecting her? And then so this reference to, you know, you're only opening up when you're high or when you're drunk, right? Like, it's just another level, adds another layer of abuse, if that is true, if this is how, which may have been fine for a 19-year-old to be experimenting with things, but not a 13-year-old.
Just to stay high, oh Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest.
What? The Celeste.
He said Celeste.
He said Celeste.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess was like spoiler alert. I mean, it's called Celeste. So I didn't get the reaction like, oh my gosh, he said Celeste. I'm like, well, you know, it says that's the name of the song. But anyways, you guys spoiled it for me. But yeah, so he's saying it. And it's not that common of a name. My name's Lisa. That used to be like super common. It might not be so common anymore, but Celeste is kind of a rare-ish name. It's not one that I hear all the time. Beautiful name, but again, coincidence? Is there another Celeste? And then something about a tattoo. You heard about the tattoos. Apparently they had matching tattoos, which in all fairness, apparently other celebrities also have that tattoo. But here the allegation is that she had a couple of digits, fingers removed. Like, how awful is that? Like, and then presumably the one maybe with the tattoo, did he think that was going to get rid of the evidence and then leave her in the car that's registered to me? It just blows my mind. But again, this is one of those things where we say there's no logic, there's no rational thought when certain things are so extreme, when people are suffering. I don't know if he's suffering, but some sort of mental health issue, some kind of breakdown. None of it's going to make sense, because if he was rational, it wouldn't happen. We wouldn't even be here. So to make sense of the nonsensical is an exercise of futility. Anyways, sorry. Like, what?
Smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. I hear her voice each time I take a breath. I'm obsessed, oh Celeste, afraid you only love me when undressed. But you look,
I'm afraid you only love me when I'm dead? Gassed? What do you say?
Yeah, let's look
Is
up the
there
lyrics.
somewhere that
See if
has
they
a
have it.
lyric? Someone else that can hear it better than me? Guess who has it? Genius.
Oh,
Oh, man, Cupid suicidal. Yeah, these are all different. I should have read this before I listened. Afraid you'll only love me when undressed. Oh, okay. Because I was like, when I'm dead. He ain't trying to die. Or is he? I saw another video where it came up where he was doing some kind of, again, another live stream or something, where he's telling people that, like, the best way to go is the lethal injection.
First, you will probably give me mental problems. I already got them. Give me more. I already electrocuted. I'm probably gonna electrocute. I think that's the best way to go out. Electric chair.
That's the best way to go. He might get his wish. I don't wish that on anybody, but I don't wish what happened to Celeste either. So you guys make what you want of it.
so damn gorgeous in that dress. Missing you so much makes me depressed, but I digress.
sending a bunch of I love you, which is not uncommon for an abuser to say that he loves the woman that he's abusing. And then this whole thing, I miss you when you're gone. I mean, this is the thing where it makes you wonder, it's a fine line between coincidence and then are we reading too much into something? Are we projecting now because what we know now or what we've heard now? Those of you who used to be a David fan, I mean, did you hear this before the news of Celeste's body being found? Had you heard this song before? Like, what do you think now looking back? That's what I wonder, because I think that now my lens is a little different, right? Because of what we've heard. And then what does that do to music in the future, right? Anyone that puts something out, are we going to be questioning so people aren't any longer free to express themselves because, oh, I'm going to miss you when you're gone? Well, I mean, sure, right? When my loved one goes to work or they're away or is it because, you know, she's a minor and she has to go home, right? I don't know. Or is she being trafficked? And then there's also some allegation that maybe someone was benefiting financially. Like, was there someone being paid to keep quiet? I mean, it's really hard to keep something like that a secret, especially if you're someone who's in circles where there are a lot of people around, right? There's going to be people, whether he's his tours, his manager, friends, right? And then, you know, young people, you want to be on, like they're on live. People are watching you. So there's not much that you can keep a secret, which is what we're finding out now, because the 40 terabytes, I guarantee, is not papers, right? It's going to be digital evidence, videos, pictures, all the stuff that we think or people think that you delete off of Instagram and the stuff you're sending, everything is now fair game, and they got it.
What do you think about David wanting a speedy trial?
He's not wanting a speedy trial. He's wanting a speedy preliminary hearing. So the preliminary hearing is kind of calling the state's bluff, the prosecution's bluff, to, hey, show us that you have enough to actually bring forth these charges. And as a defense attorney, you're doing that because sometimes maybe they're not ready. Or if my client tells me they got it wrong, it's not me, I didn't do it, they can search 40 terabytes, 5,000 terabytes. None of that is going to show that I did it, right? Which is possible. But, and if it is, then I'm like, okay, bring it. Set it for hearing, show me. You go look through the 40 terabytes and you show the judge where it shows that I killed somebody. And that's what they're trying to push them to do. However, that is very rare because sometimes clients lie to their attorneys or may not feel comfortable telling them the whole truth. And so until the defense attorney has a chance to maybe look at those 40 terabytes, they may not want to put themselves out there because it might hurt the client to expose what's on there if there's really, really damaging stuff. And think about it. He's got his whole career on the line. So let's say there isn't evidence that there's evidence that he didn't kill her, but there's a bunch of other stuff that is really damaging. What kind of career or life is he going to have when he gets out anyway? So you might win one thing, but completely destroy your life. So you got to slow your roll. It's not worth it. I mean, there's too much on the line to be pushing it. So initially, the defense is going to put that face and that foot forward to force the prosecutor's hand to actually turn that stuff over. Because if they wouldn't have pushed it, they can kind of take their time and drag their heels on giving them the information. But because there's going to be a hearing, we can't have a hearing until you give me what you have against my client. So apparently there's a hearing this week before that hearing where they're going to determine, are they really going forward? I expect that once they've reviewed some stuff, they may not have a full preliminary hearing, and they will kind of take their foot off the gas a little bit and slow things down to give them more time to review the evidence before putting it all out there. But who knows? Like I said, if the evidence, 40 terabytes, we don't care because nothing there is incriminating, bring it, right? But we'll see. Thanks as always for watching. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll be back with some more videos soon. Take care.